Shayar Sharif. Today I am going to speak about diabetes in this COVID-19 situation. Hope you are all doing fine by the grace of God in this situation of pandemic of COVID-19. As you are well aware of it, COVID-19 means coronavirus disease, which was first seen in 2019 December in China. So, being it as a novel medical issue, because this is a new issue, which is a deadly issue and a deadly pandemic, there are several speculations regarding COVID-19 and diabetes. So, I'll be speaking some highlights, some points on patients who are diabetic and who are a little bit jittery about their condition and the increased risk of COVID-19 in them. And I'll be also discussing some points regarding do's and don'ts in this situation of lockdown for patients with diabetes. See, for the first and foremost is, as you're well aware, that diabetics are at a higher risk of developing or getting corona disease or corona COVID-19 virus disease. Like any other persons who are immunocompromised or having kidney problems or who are aged above 65 and who are having other comorbidities. Likewise, these diabetes are also having a higher risk of developing this disease. But not to worry, that it doesn't mean that they cannot live their life normally. Actually, they can lead their life normally. And the first and foremost, first sutra is to be very calm and quiet and be prepared and just get rid of this thought that diabetes are at higher risk of developing this COVID-19. Just read out of your mind. And don't be panic. Stay calm. And you, as you know, any stressful situation will increase the risk of having higher sugar level in the body, and your immune mechanisms go for a 6. So always stay calm, so that your stress is a major contributing factor for increasing levels of sugar. So once you keep calm, there are two things which are working. You're not getting stressed up and your sugar levels tend to be on the lower side. And second thing is, your immune system works well when you are healthy and when you are maintaining a good diabetic control. The other point of view is, the thing is, you have to take your medicines on time and get your diabetes checked regularly. So it is necessary that you keep your blood sugar level at the normal, that is the fasting sugars of around 110 and lower, and the postprandial, that is 2 hours post lunch or post breakfast sugars, to be around 160. For that, your two things. One is, there are three things which come into play, the 3Ds, what I say. The first D is the diet pattern, which we'll be discussing now. Second is the drug regimen, the second D. And third is the daily exercise pattern. So first, coming to the first and foremost is the diet. As you know, all diabetics should have a proper, well-balanced diet, which should contain less of calories. And the second thing is, avoid food which contains high caloric intakes, like fried foods and all stored tinned foods and soft drinks which contain caffeinated drinks. Second is, take intermediately in between meals, you can take low calorie foods, like you can take a lot of cucumber, plenty of water. You can take fruits like apple or oranges, and hydrate yourself well, and try to avoid foods which contain high calorie diet. Second advice is on the daily exercise pattern. The second D, as I said, is the daily exercise pattern. As you know, in this corona lockdown, you might not be seemingly have things happening under you, like going to a gym or going for a stroll in the morning, because the government and the authorities have curbed on going to the gyms and having a stroll on the road because of contacting the disease and spreading the disease into your community. But nonetheless, you can actually do your exercise pattern at your home. Need not have a rigorous physical exercise. You can just do simple muscle stretching exercises, then relaxation, then you can listen to music, then you can do also yoga activity. You need not be having a strenuous physical exercise. You have to do at least 30 minutes of exercise per day minimum to have a good immune system working, and for the sense of well-being also. It is not just your immune system, but once you exercise, you feel a sense of well-being and vigor. The second important thing is, once you are not ambulant or sitting at one place, try to get up every 30 minutes and have a stroll and come back to your place of work. That is very important. The third and the most important D is the drugs, which has to be prescribed by a registered practitioner. Try to stick on or adhere to the drug schedule and follow the drug advice. And one more important thing is, during this lockdown, whenever you find chance, get your drugs and keep in stock at least 15 to 20 days extra, so that you will not end up in having no drug when you require it. So these are the 3 Ds which are very important for you. The first D, as I said, is the diet. The second D is the daily routine exercise. In this lockdown, I have told you how to have your exercise pattern even at your sitting at your home. And apart from that, the third D is the drugs, and which I think your registered medical practitioner will tell you much about the drug, whoever takes it. See, necessarily, next step is the means, as I said, just like any other schedule of eating, working, and exercise, it is important to have a regular sleep routine also, because sleep at least 9 to 10 hours per day will decrease the stress levels, increase, as you know, the immune system works well and the hormones works well during sleep. So you should have an adequate sleep. Try to avoid watching TV, mobiles while going to the sleep in the night, because as you know, during this VR or this hour of Corona pandemic, as you see, lot of TV and TV anchors shouting here and there, telling about the casualties, calamities, and the pandemic spreading and the deaths and the people who are deceased and on ventilator. By visual as well as your audio listening will cause us increased stress. I feel you should avoid watching TV, especially during night, especially the news of these news anchors, who are on the go, right on the go, just for their TRPs. But you know, as a diabetes is a risk factor, the major risk factor is the stress. So try to avoid seeing and TVs or the mobile phones at least 1 hour prior to sleep. And second thing, this also reduces the stress of the blue light of video and the TV or the mobile, getting your eyes affected, and and ultimately ending up in decreased sleep. So the other important thing is, as I told you, there are so many other things apart from watching TV. What you can do is listening to a light music, doing some cooking activities. Even though you're not an expert cook, you can try to learn from YouTube. There are a lot many channels nowadays which will help you in at least try at home, spend time in doing indoor gardening, staying with your children, doing having the indoor games, like you can have puzzles, carom board, and other things, listening to music, or you can even meditate. And moreover, you can spend quality time with your families to feel refreshed. So the funda is, remember that stay at home, stay healthy, and stay safe. And one more very important thing at this hour, which my other Muslim brotherhood ask about, is that means what are the pattern of things a diabetes should follow during lockdown as well as in during upcoming Ramzan time. For them also, it is the same 3D, which is very important. And the 3 Ds, as I told you earlier also, it is the diet, exercise, that is drugs. Here there are some modification as such, because many of our Muslim Brotherhood wants to fast during Ramadan, which is the holy month, which starts with the seeing the moon and ending up in having a lunar month of 29 to 30 days. So what the question many of our patients do ask during diabetes is, can we do exercise? The first thing is they have to stick on to the exercise pre or before Ramzan, whatever they are doing, let them continue their exercise. But one word of caution is, avoid doing exercise during the sunset, while just before having your dawn means as sunset food, so that it will decrease the risk of hypoglycemia. The second important thing is about the diet plan, which I said it remains normal for any other diabetes, but during Ramzan, the binge of eating after sunset is more in our people. So try to avoid eating foods which contain high calories. Try to keep your high calorie food in the morning, pre-dawn. That is what is called as sahur in our language. So keep your high calorie food in the morning, and use or utilize your low sugars, means simple sugar food at the dawn. Like you can have lot of fruits, simple sugars, and a lot of water in the evening. And third thing is about the drugs. As such, I told you, it is a very complex scenario. Many of our type 2 diabetes patients who are uncomplicated, straightforward case of diabetes can fast in Ramzan. But there is a caveat. People who are type 1 diabetics and who are complicated type 2 diabetes and elderly people try to avoid fasting during Ramzan, but it all said to be the faith. But if they are very insisting on getting their fasting done, they should consult a doctor pre starting of Ramzan. Preferable period would be post Shaban, that is 15 days to 10 days prior to Ramzan. They should meet their registered medical practitioner and try to get their diet and as well as drugs readjusted for the month of Ramzan. And people many times ask, how do we control our diabetes and what are the warning signs of diabetics during Ramzan? So there are 4 warning signs about the diabetics in Ramzan. That is a risk of hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is nothing but low sugar levels. So for that, what are the warning signs? You'll get tremors, sweating, and you'll feel very low on your energy. And many times I personally feel every diabetic who wants to fast during Ramzan should have their blood sugar level machine, a good calibrated blood sugar machine, that is known as the capillary blood glucose machine, should be kept at their home. Whenever they have a sugar level less than 60, they should break their fast. Invariably not to adamant and continue the fast, because the risk of going into coma would be more. The second important thing would be hyperglycemia. As hyperglycemia is also very rampant in patients who are fasting, especially who are complicated diabetics and who are elderly. And the risk of hyperglycemia again is the same. They can land up in hyperglycemic coma, or they can land up in diabetic ketoacidosis, which is a very fatal condition. So diabetic ketoacidosis can occur in elderly patients, brittle diabetic patients who are recent had infection, and elderly patients. For them, it is advised not to fast if they had a DKA episode in the last 3 months. Better to avoid fasting in Ramzan. So what simple things, again, you can check their blood glucose level. If the blood glucose level is more than 350, they can break their fast and have the normal diet. And if they are still adamant, they can get a ketones done. If the ketones are shown as positive, they can again break the fast. Third thing is, there is a misnomer that you cannot check your sugar levels during fasting. No, Islam or this religion and provides this facility that you can check your blood sugar level even during fasting hours. And the important thing is the drug adjustment. This is for my medical colleagues. to adjust the drugs like oral hypoglycemic drugs and insulin during diabetics. So people who are coming to you getting their consultation pre Ramzan for diabetes, please avoid long acting oral hypoglycemic drugs like gilbenclamide. So try to stick on to drugs which are short acting, and you can use metformin. You can use sulfonylureas. Sulfonylureas, try to avoid it except for glimepiride and glitazones. That also should be used in caution. The best drug is to put on metformin. You can use secretagogues, and you can use the newer oral hypoglycemic drugs. You can use TZDs like pioglitazone or oxyglitazone, whatever drugs are available with an ease, rather than using the old sulfonylureas like gilbenclamide. Insulins, try to use insulin which are short acting, and adjust the dose of insulin in the way that their post breaking, means the post dawn insulin, means the sunset insulin should be 2/3, and the pre dawn insulin, that is the sahur insulin, should be 1/3. That is some of the tips for the practitioners who are with the patients, and they see many patients with diabetes who have this problem. And counseling, repeated counseling is very important thing for every diabetic patient. Tell them the warning signs of hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia. Tell them what are the conditions which they have to come up and show to a registered medical practitioner. So I would like to wind off my talk with a small suggestion, that is, have a positive frame of mind in this hard time of being at home, feeling frustrated, but follow a healthy lifestyle at home. Follow all the precaution guidelines laid down by the government. That is very important. I still insist all my Muslim brothers to follow the guidelines laid by the government, not to venture out unnecessarily. Try to do all their prayers at home, and all the guidelines laid by the medical professional, and try to help them out, to help you from fighting against the infection, and also stop it from spreading to other. So the other more important thing is wash your hands every 30 minutes for at least 20 seconds, because by using a normal soap solution, that is more important. You can use an alcohol based sanitization also, and practice strict social distancing. That is very important. And cover your face and nose with a mask, not preferably N90 mask. You can use your own mask stitched at your home, and save yourself during this current pandemic. Thank you very much.